the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
On our last meeting before the holidays. Start out, we'll have a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And then minutes from 12/19.
I'll move to approve.
Mort, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright. Nobody for general public concerns. What a treat.
Wow.
What a treat. Alright.
I thought someone would be in here just to harass us for fun.
Yeah, especially the last day.
If I was an
We
engineer,
got
I would have been here.
Yeah. Well, since you are here, you're up.
Good morning, and we have some business to tend to here at the end of the year. Most of it's cleanup to do with our summer paving, and it's approved change orders related to the 2016 resurfacing projects with Manats Inc. The first three are all smoothness incentives. When there's measurements taken on the smoothness of the road, and by our contract, we're obligated to pay. For instance, the Perrin 64 project is $89.50. The Perrin's 66 is $14,050. And lastly is our STP project, which has got a smoothness incentive, even though it's ground considerably, of $22,750. But, and then with that last one, of course, is the adjustments of $35,500 due to thickness. To meet smoothness, they had to grind it to get there. And on those, when you have to grind that much, I assure you, they're getting no incentive to do it, but they have to. They have to either replace or grind. And we elected to grind, and then we negotiated loss of life and a replacement cost tied to loss of life as far as the $35,000. Mainly it's 3 spots on it, 2 just west of K and 1 at a residence just east of the Foster Bridge up on top of the hill. Our biggest incentives are where you see no milling. The best project, probably the smoothest, is the first one, Badger North.
Very good. All right. We've been over this, we saw the copies last Monday, so any other questions on this as far as doing this? All right, do you want a motion on each one of those individually?
Probably.
That's what I thought. All right, I'll entertain a motion on the first project, smoothness incentive.
So move, project number 1, FMCO 46-64-5546.
Thanks, Carl. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The second one on the list is the smoothness incentive. Motion for that one.
I'll move.
Second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the third one is still smoothness incentive. Motion for that one.
I wasn't here last week,
I'll
so
move
I
to
wasn't
approve.
listening on that, so.
Moving project.
Carl? Is there a second?
I'll second it again.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then, of course, the fourth one on the reduction for thickness.
I'll move to
Mort, is there a second?
Second.
Carl, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, and that'll bring us down to the units we've completed on voucher 5 that Paul passed out this morning.
And even though you've already approved it, the description on the bottom of that last one, the basis of our agreement is in the bottom of the page 1 of 3, justification for cost, right on the bottom, if you didn't catch that. I told you that. If you didn't see it, it's there in writing. Next order of business is then, with these, we kind of put the projects, any project payments on hold, once we found out we had some issues to deal with. So now once we have the issues resolved, we continue paying. and the payment of these next two vouchers is with these projects. And they will not include the extra work orders, but it pays everything to final quantities with the exception of retainage. So the first one is approved units completed on voucher number 5 to Manats Inc. for, the STP project, it's parent 67, that would be the, States Avenue all the way to 169. And, you can see, why the contractor's eager to move on with this project, because we have $207,000, and they agreed until we got this done, don't worry about paying us. We're done, and now we need to keep the money flowing.
Do our part, right? All right. I'd entertain a motion to approve the first voucher, number 5, that's listed.
I'll make the motion to approve the STP project for amount of $207,497.65.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And the last one is just the Hardy West, just a little bit of, money except the retainage, it's only the equivalent of $824.50. One of the quantities changed somewhere, and I can't tell you for sure, what we changed from 4 to 5, but we owe them the equivalent of about $824.50. Again, all of these get processed through the voucher system and are paid right out of our FM account through the DOT.
That's a lot easier to swallow. I'll make the motion to pay that one.
That's an easy one, huh?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye,
Who was the second on the first one there?
I did.
Bruce did, okay.
What we did is we paid Badger already up to, except retainage, so we only had two payments here. Badger was started, and that was early enough on, we'd already paid up there. And when we got to this point, we had just a little left on the second project. And the third project, where we discovered we had then that's where we hit the brakes, so. The contractor, we didn't sit on it this long, I assure you. The contractor, was the one that was, holding us back, 'cause they were making hay while the sun shines. That's it, appreciate, both of those. And if you have any questions here, I'll need signatures on all those, and I'll get them right when you're done with this.
Sounds good. All right. Next item is move down to accept resignation of our deputy recorder effective April 30th, 2017.
That's my resignation.
All right, I'll read this. The Humboldt County Recorder, Diane Thomason, and Humboldt County Board of Supervisors. I will be retiring with Red and will resign my position as deputy Humboldt County Recorder effective April 30th, 2017. Many thanks for the opportunity to serve people of Humboldt County. Sincerely, Nancy Parsons. And I agree with this. She's been a very good employee for our county all the years I've been a supervisor. And always friendly and does her job well. So we make a motion to accept this with regrets. I would appreciate that.
I will make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any other thoughts or comments? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, then on Monday, Peggy had showed us some quotes for electronic specialties on the microphones, and it seemed like General Watts was a good way to go, so we're gonna have that, take a look at one more time. Rick, maybe you'd like to look at that?
Is that Algona?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it addresses some of the concerns we've had from the public that when they watch it, they can't hear, the video doesn't line up with the audio, so hopefully this will put the two together so they can listen or be entertained.
I think, you know...
These mics are just gonna set up on the desk and just set up higher.
Yeah.
Because I think what's happening here, we're picking up...
Yeah, you're picking up all the paper
We're
noise.
picking a lot of the other things that makes it hard, difficult.
And then you get things in the way like this, you know.
Uh-huh. Sometimes I put paper over the top of it.
Yeah, you don't realize, yeah.
I'm talking to you that.
Yeah.
So I'd entertain a motion to approve this.
Nobody wants to make...
I'd make the motion, but I don't remember what the number was.
Oh,
No.
there it is, right down there.
You wanna read that more, the amount?
$3,271.35.
I'll make that motion.
That's Bruce.
Second motion.
Carl, any other discussion?
I think it's money well spent. And we got the program, people want to be able to...
Well, we've got the investment and everything else, we just, well, finish it right, so. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
You know, when we talk about things like that, this is not on the agenda, just an item to talk about. We have talked about getting key fobs someday to replace all the lost keys that baby's out. And I understand there's a program whereby anytime somebody comes in, they can tell who it is, what time they come in, what time they leave. That might be something you want to investigate in the future, not for that standpoint, but how many keys are floating around for the last 20 years, we don't know where they are. So it's something we can maybe think about down the road.
All right, next up is claims. Did they get a chance? to-
Yeah, I went through the claims, we got claims of $101,245.86, and drainage of $11,127.58.
That's correct.
That's what I had.
Is there a motion to approve?
That was my motion.
That's your motion, you second. All right, motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, cool, very good. Committee reports, probably didn't have a whole lot, but we'll give everybody an opportunity.
Okay, yeah, I gotta get back to my 2016 book here. All right, I gotta go back to the 14th, down at the landfill in Fort Dodge. We interviewed 2 candidates for COO position. And they had the LEC on Monday. And then we had 2 candidates down there, and we offered it to one. We won't know on that until January, I guess. We'll make a decision on that, as to what we're gonna do for sure. Then on Tuesday the 20th, I had the normal meeting at the landfill. Looked at budgets for upcoming years. We did get our permit for our household hazardous waste facility, so that was good to get that from the DNR. The only thing that was holding up, we didn't have one sign. We're missing a sign directing people that this is the building.
Oh, sure.
Other than the, you know, the building has to be labeled with
Mark.
the DNR approved sign. So we had to get that yet, but it'll be up
Is that
right.
kind of like hazardous waste types of symbols on it too?
I would guess so.
There will be.
Yeah.
Just for warning's sake.
Yeah, I would guess it would. I never seen the display of the sign, but, yeah, it has to be a DNR approved sign. And, they're gonna have our next annual board meeting, which is in January, we're gonna have it in that building, so the public can see it, and the rest of the board members can get a little tour of it. Yeah, so, I think it'll be a good thing when it gets up and running, getting staffing hired for that. And then that's about it.
Okay, sir. Mark?
I didn't have anything.
Bruce?
The only thing I did was, yesterday I stopped through the foreman's meeting for the last half and listened to that. Everything sounds good there, so.
The only thing I had, Jerry, was a daycare meeting on Tuesday, and I think it's coming along pretty good. We hope the money's starting to come in a little better. We hope to break ground in April and maybe March. We're gonna meet tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock to decide whether to jump through all the hurdles or if for USDA or do local financing. We get lower rent, a lower interest rate, but there's a lot of cost to get through that, so we gotta make a decision to move ahead and do that tomorrow morning.
Sounds pretty good. Thanks, Carl. I only had one meeting, and it was the 911 board meeting, and Peggy and I were there. And I've got information for Rick, we went up there at the Woodland Estates, with the golf course area, there's a they're gonna allow somebody to build a house on the corner of the golf course area. And some of that doesn't have addresses that's on there, so they're gonna rechange some of these addresses to make this a little more friendly to use, so. There was 5 options, and we decided on option number 4, and I'll give that to Rick to have when he'll be talking about that more in January when you meet, but.
Is that done, is that done then?
Is it
All
done?
those changes, will they be done, or can we add to it
For up there?
for the 911 addresses? Isn't that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Well, yeah, this is on Woodland Estates.
But there's others on the map that where we have doubles and confusion.
Well, it might be a good time to ask her about that.
Yeah, we tried to take notes in the office on where they're at. For instance, 120th and, we've got 120th and Oak, there's 2 of those.
So that would be a good one to clean up too.
I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, that's great, 'cause that's
I didn't know
the time
when
to
you
do
did
it.
it.
She is making some changes, and she's found out, hey, it's crap, you know, I think, you know, all the different group, all the apps and stuff that do directions, it's not too hard to get a change. I mean, I'm sure she has to let them know that she's some kind of authority, you just don't go make changes without some identification, but she has made a couple already, so I don't think it's that hard to do, it's just a matter of knowing what they are. And the second one was, well, this will relate kind of to Paul's thinking, here, Martin Marietta,
Right.
out there, they're having trouble with Penn Avenue not being recognized coming off of Ohio Avenue, so I think they wanna rename that Ohio Avenue 2092 instead of Penn Avenue 2090. And when you go to change that, you have to change the number too, along with the name of the avenue, they want you to make a complete change, so. And Martin Marietta put the request in, so there was a lot to change all their addressing with their billing and stuff, so. She's working on that one, and then she's also gonna update the, ordinance on the addressing ordinance, some changes here, she wants the county attorney to look at it, or a attorney, I guess, attorney. So, a few things going on, and I'm sure you'll get a little more update in January on that, 'cause you're so, and that's all I have, I'll give that to you, Rick.
I have a question on that deputy recorder. Is that, will that be replaced, that person's gonna be replaced after the first of the year then?
Right, yeah.
Will she be replaced at the deputy status, or just,
That's up to Diane.
Yeah, Diane,
But I don't know.
we'll deal with that, or?
Mhm.
okay.
Any questions? Other items, Peggy? No other items for me?
Just wanted to say Merry Christmas to everybody, Happy New Year, and it's been a pleasure working with Morton, Jerry, very fine gentleman, and I hope you guys come back and see us.
We can do that,
Say hi.
we can do that. With that,
Peggy,
it's nice for me, go ahead.
excuse me, so I wanted to thank Ben, because we wanna use this in budget
I
time.
was gonna do that after we were done, but...
Very good.
You got to,
For the people that doesn't think it work, it'll work.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of getting somebody younger than 55 to work on it, so.
So as chairman, this will be my last meeting, and since I'm chairman, I'll take this opportunity to speak, which I've never had any trouble doing, but, glad there's a small crowd here today, because it's kinda hard sometimes to say these things, but they need to be said. First of all, I really want to appreciate Mort. He served a long time on this board, he's a senior member of this board, and he was the last one that's still here when I first came on, so him and I will be making a new change, a sweep across the table when we both leave this time. Mort's been a great supervisor, he's done it for many years, and it was always nice having him to lean on when he had extra questions to ask. Along that, then Carl came along, and a few years later, Carl's been great, because he's done a good job, brought a lot of expertise from the school side of things in public relations, so he was a great fix. And then Rick, he feels like, when I was a little disappointed when Rick came along, because then I was not the youngest guy on the board anymore. Really broke my heart, really broke my heart. That being said, he's a pretty good friend of mine, and, he's a very conscientious person. He'll serve you very well as chairman next year. Rick is very conscientious, and he'll do a great job. And Bruce, I hated to see Harlan leave, because he was a great personality, and I gained a lot of expertise from him. But I enjoyed you coming on, because you were afraid to ask me questions, and I felt like I was Harlan Hanson answering your questions, because that's just what you did for me. And it's a good board, because people work together, and you're not afraid to ask questions. and it's kind of a learning process for the new guys, but I think they'll find out there's a lot to learn. There's a little more responsibility than just Monday morning meetings. And if you devote your heart and your patience to doing this job, it's 110%, and it takes a little more time than you think. But we live in a wonderful county, and I appreciate the opportunity to serve these past 12 years. And most of all, it's Peggy.
Yeah.
Her and I have been together a long time on this.
Yeah.
Gonna miss her. Peggy's a great person.
Yeah.
She's always prepared the budgets well.
Yeah.
Never had issues dealing with budgets, because they've always been correct and presented in a proper way. And I really appreciate all she does for this board. There's times when we can't get things done on our own, and she can help set us in the right direction. And I really appreciate that.
She makes her job easy.
Like I told you at the soup supper, you've been a great chairman. I really can't believe you got beat out on.
Well, I've enjoyed working with all of you, and it's been a good ride. It's been a good time. I've also, since Paul's here, I do wanna thank Paul.
No.
And the reason I wanna thank Paul is because I've lived in these county roads and lived out in the rural area all my life. And I have a better understanding what it takes to maintain this and properly address all the concerns and issues that pop up. I would say secondary roads and drainage is a lot of where our issues are dealt with. And Paul's straightforward. Sometimes people don't like what he says, don't wanna hear it, but unless somebody as a board can come up and change it, and wanna change it in another direction, you have to have some kind of policy to make things work in government, and that's part of our job. It's not always the easy job to do. And finally, Kent, I gotta say something about you.
Yeah.
My friend, here comes Trump. No, this ain't Trump, this is Kent. With Kent, I'll tell you what, he would say he was gonna be here this morning, so that was fine. If he wouldn't have been, I would've went down to his office and thanked him personally, but I wanna tell Kent, thank you, because you report things very upfront, and you get the facts out there, and you've always done a good job of reporting for us, and I think that's important, because when stuff leaves here, the paper and what's on the tape is some of the first things that get reviewed, so. And a lot of times people call me and they said they read something in the paper, and it's not hard to go through and try to explain it, if what's written in the paper is accurate. So Kent, I really appreciate what you do for us.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Kent, you guys ought to go back and read the reminders. There's a good picture of him in the paper yesterday.
Was there?
Yeah. Little guy holding a football. You go look at it.
Okay, I'll go look.
Well, just so you know, just 'cause you two are getting off the board doesn't mean that you're off the hook for help, because with the years that you guys have, Rick and Carl and myself will hopefully, if we get backed into a corner,
We'll be
we'll
calling.
be calling to
Well, that's-
remind us and, 'cause we appreciate all you've done.
Yeah, it's a good board, it's a fun board to work on. There are hard times, troubled times sometimes, but, I think we all try to work for the best of the good of the county and the good of our communities, so.
We're awful fortunate. You go to other meetings and you hear about some of the conflicts. We haven't had that in our county, really. I don't know, it's been great.
Well, and you know as well as I do, Carl, if you're that way, you'll get more done.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be in conflict, you're never gonna get things accomplished, so. As I look across this county in the last 12 years and see a lot of good things that we've done, that's made it a better place, so. With that, any other comments?
You've done a good job getting us through these lawsuits we've had. You spent a lot of time
I appreciate
working
that,
on
it's been a
that.
tough year, it's been a really
Yeah.
tough year. Yeah, it's looking back, I thought, wow, all of this, we dealt with all of this year, so,
What do we got, just one more lawsuit yet? I believe, isn't it?
hopefully. No new one. All right, with that, I think we'll close this out so that we can get ready for our little reception, but thanks again, guys, everybody have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
Yeah.
Motion for adjournment.
I'd let Mort make that motion.
I'll move.
There's a second?
I'd second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.